Let's start the summary of formula for formulas. Formula for formulas. So Jichu D11. When you talk about all this Liu Wei D11 variation, please remember, when you study variations, keep this in mind. Consider the action and indications of basic formula first. Action and indication of basic formula first. What is the basic fundamental symptoms of Liu Wei D11? For example, low back pain, tinnitus, weak libido, seminar emission, dizziness. Those symptoms should be first considered. So this is the underlining factors when you think about Jichu D11. Never think about Jichu D11 just because you have eye symptoms. Eye symptoms is the second priority. First priority is these symptoms: low back pain, tinnitus, weak libido. I cannot overemphasize this. With these symptoms first and eye symptoms, that is Jichu D11 with Gochiji and Juhua. Next formula, Ji by D11 with Jimu, Huang by clear empty hit. Clear empty hit. And next formula, Du Qi1, as you can see, Uweiji. Uweiji with Liu Wei D11. So it treats low back pain, tinnitus, and also chronic coughing with Uweiji. And this is Du Qi1. And if you add Shi Changpu and Ji Shi, this is a magnet to Liu Wei D11. This is called Along Jua Ji1. Along means ear deafness. So it can be used sound on ears and the problem with hearing. Along Jua Ji1. And it is once in a national examination. There's a reason I give you this example. And Zhou Gui In. So Mudanpi and Jieshi is removed from Liu Wei D11 to minimize the danger of sedating too much, weaken the system too much. But Fuling is remained. But so why? Because Fuling has very minor effect, sedating. And Gochiji is added to help the function of Sanchuyu. And Sanchuyu and Gochiji commonly used together. And this is Zhou, left Gui In. And upper side, Fuji, Rogui, Duzhong, this is right side. So tonify Yang with Fuji and Rogui. So Zhugui In and Yugi In. On the other hand, this formula, same. Mudanpi Jeshe is removed, but Fuling is also removed from Liu Wei D11. And Guchiji is combined with Sanchuyu. So this is Jogi 1, left pill. And if you add Fuji, Rogui, and Duzhong, this is right, Yugi 1. And both of them with yang tonifying herbs like Diahon and Tushiji and Nishi. Diahon and Tushiji. Here, Dangui. Because Zhang Jibin, author of this formula, tried to help elderly patient. So tonifying yang is the common denominator among this Yogi 1 and Jogi 1. Even though Jogi 1 is not classified as tonifying yang formula, but tonifying in formula actually, but it has also Toshiji and Diahon to tonify yang for elderlies. And Shenchi 1 is a combination with Fuji and Guiji with Liu Wei D11. It tonifies kidney yang. So actually, this Shenchi 1 tonifies kidney yin and kidney yang simultaneously. And Ershen Tang, this is a composition of Ershen Tang. This side nourish yin and this side nourish yang. Nourish yin, Huangbo, Jimu, Dangui. Huangbo, 죄송합니다, I'm sorry. Huangbai, Jimu. This is a paired herbs, right? Huangbo, Jimu, and tonified Dangui. Blood with Dangui. So this is for woman, specifically. Dangui and empty heat. So what are the symptoms? Hot flash. There's a keyword. And this side tonify kidney yang to increase sexual libido. And Shamao, Yin Yang Huo, and Bajitian. So all helps kidney yang. Tonifies yang. So it has both sides. Ershen Tang. So Shamao and Yin Yang Huo has a shan inside of its name. Alias. Yin Yang Huo has an alias with the shan. And Shamao has a very heat property. And Yin Yang Huo has a warming property too. So strong heat and strong clearing heat. So both of them work in different locations. So this one treat upper body heat. And this one treat lower body kidney deficiency. Ershen Tang. So there are not many formula which can be used for women's the sexual dysfunction, but this one can be used for menopausal symptoms mostly. That is the keyword, and also sexual dysfunction too. So empty heat and kidney yang deficiency and zinc deficiency. That's Tang. And Dabu Yin Huan clears heat. And this is formula from Zhu Danxi. Zhu Danxi was the famous doctor who used clearing heat formula herbs with nourishing in herbs. So 작은 파라 그러죠. Nourishing in school. So Sudi Huang and Gui Pan nourish, while clearing heat with Jimu Huang Bai. So this is for empty heat, clear empty fire. So it can be used heat type of indeficient symptoms. So low back pain, blood vision, those are all same. But there should be, these are the keyword, steaming bone sensation and tidal fever. So this is second priority. Steaming bone sensation, tidal fever, indeficiency, empty fire. That is Dabu in one. And Erchiwan, Nuchenchi, and Mohwanyan. So Ji means solstice. So this one is Nuchenchi, Ubangja, best when it collected in winter time. And Mohwanyan is the plant of aerial part. So most nourished in summertime. So summer solstice and winter solstice. So two solstice decoction, EGP. And this is specifically used premature graying hair. By what? By kidney liver indeficiency. So this is for deficiency, kidney deficiency. 우방자 황년, 한년, 황년이라 한년. 예, 우방자 아주 좋은 약이에요. So it can be taken like 6 months on regular basis for a long time. This is kind of a supplement for fundamental problems. And these are the berries commonly used in herbal medicine, in Chinese herbal medicine. And Nujenchi. Nujenchi is a privet berry. And 이관전, 천년치. 천년치 regulate liver qi. This is one of the most strongest herb treating liver qi stagnation. There are many herbs, formulas with 천년치 treat liver qi stagnation, like 진링지산 or 친타이 오야오산, 천년치, regulate qi. And this side all nourishing. So this 이관전 is a very specific and one of a kind formula, nourish in but regulate liver qi. Most of the other formulas do not have this property, nourishing in property. So this formula helps clearing empty heat and the dryness. So that is the reason we use this formula for stomach ulcer and the burning heat pain, because that is a sign of heat and lack of fluid. So gochiji goes to liver too. Gochiji and cheonyeonchi. And sudiwang, dangui tonifies in and blood, and maimendong, shashen all nourish in. So it adds water instead of stomach. So it is commonly used for stomach ache. So most of the stomach ache formulas tonifies spleen, but this formula is far from tonifying spleen. This formula regulates qi and nourishing. So there are not many of this kind of formula. Remember this Igwanjun. You will have a chance to use this formula and you will see a good result. So I use this formula for kind of office worker, male, stressed a lot, drink a lot of alcohol, and they feel like a burning pain with the stress, Igwanjun. They do not have spleen deficiency. They can eat whatever they want, and they do not usually have any problem with the digestion. But nowadays, maybe too much drinking and stress makes me really heartburn. Igwanjun. Can you get the image? It is very different from spleen deficiency. Symptoms are similar, but fundamental root is very different. Igwanjun. So Igwanjun treat indeficiency, Xiaoyaosan treat the spleen deficiency, but both of them treat liver qi stagnation. And Chaihu Shugansan do not tonify spleen, but excessive qi stagnation and also remove blood stasis too. Chaihu Shugansan is only for excessive. Igwanjun indeficiency, Xiaoyaosan spleen deficiency. And both of them, all of them treat liver qi stagnation. And Baihe Gujintang is a combination with Zhengyetang and releasing coughing and phlegm herbs like Beimu, Jegeng. Beimu Jiegeng. As you can see in the name, Baihe. Baihe is a root of lily, and it looks like onion. It has a kind of in property. So Baihe tonifies in. And Dangui Xiaoyao also tonifies. So Dihuang, Dangui Xiaoyao, you can consider this as Xiu Tang. So Zhengyue Tang and Xiu Tang tonifies in and blood and removing phlegm and subsiding coughing with Jiegeng, Baihe, Baimu. There is a Baihe Gujin Tang. And Gujin, Jin means metal, meaning lung. Zhengyue Tang, Xiu Tang, and cough releasing herbs, Beimu, Jiegeng. There is a composition of Baihe Gujin Tang. And Zhengyue Tang, Diwang, Shanshan, Maidong. This is kind of simple block, not used alone, but combined with many other formulas, like Zhengyue Chengchi Tang and Baihe Gujin Tang. Zhengyue Chengchi Tang, this side. Dahuang Mangshao, this is Zhengyue Chengchi Tang. When you combine with Xiu Tang and Beimu, Baihe Gujin Tang. And Da Chai Tang, this side Xiao Chai Tang, and this side Xiao Chengchi Tang. Da Huang, Jishi, Bai Xiao, not Hopo. So without Mangshao, it regulates constipation. So this one treat Xiaoyang and Yangming. Between Xiaoyang and Yangming, combined condition. This side, Xiao Chengchi Tang treat Yangming, and Xiao Chai Tang treat Xiaoyang. So here, clear damp heat in Yangming stage and harmonize Xiaoyang stage, both of them. And Fang Feng Tong Shen San, releasing exterior side on left and clearing heat side, interior heat. Name it. Which herb can clear interior heat? Shigao and Dahuang. Shigao, Yangming channel heat. And Dahuang, Yangming organ heat, right? Yangming channel and organ, both of the heat. Shigao and Dahuang. And this is Wangyan Jedu Tang. So everything about clearing heat, interior heat. That is Fang Feng Tong Shen San with releasing exterior herbs. So it treats the extreme heat with exterior sign first, and second, treat skin disease. The two different scenarios. So excessive heat, aversion to cold, this exterior signs. And also, second, inflammatory acne, skin rash. So releasing exterior herbs in Fang Feng Tong Shen San makes this unique formula treat skin disease, and also makes this unique formula treat exterior symptoms with internal heat. Likewise, the epidemic disease we are experiencing now, those febrile disease, Wemping disease, you can use this formula. And it is commonly used for obesity too, Fang Feng Tong Shen San, to subside appetite and release the dampness with the Dahuang, constipation, and Shigao subside the appetite by releasing stomach heat. So commonly used one for obesity too, only for the very excessive condition patient. And next, Gegen Huangyan Huangqin Tang. So with Huangqin Huangyan, clears interior heat, and Gegen release exterior. So it treat dysentery, heat type of diarrhea. So treat cold-like symptoms with Gegen, and Huangqin Huangyan clears heat and subsides inflammation in the intestine. That's Gegen Huangyan Huangqin Tang. And calming Shen formulas, we learned a lot of formulas you can think about when you treat the mental problems. But we will focus on the formulas Ganmai Da Zhao Tang, Huangyan Er Zhao Tang, Tianan Bu Xin Dan here. And Guibi Tang tonifies blood and qi. And Xiao Yao San regulate liver qi stagnation and tonifies spleen. And Wendan Tang treat phlegm heat. Do you remember? And San Chai Hu Jia Longgu Muli Tang is a Xiao Chai Hu Tang variation with Longgu Muli. It subsides those irritability and clearing heat. It is very commonly used formula too. And let's see the formulas one by one. Tianwang Bu Xindan. Tianwang Bu Xindan tonifies. So Kamshen, Sanchaoren, Yuanji, Bajiren, Weiji, all Kamshens, and nourish in Dangui, Tiandong, and Maideng, and Dihuang, all tonifies in. And Shanshan, And danshan, rensen, all this looks like shen, ginseng. It helps clearing heat and subsiding pain and regulate the blood and tonifies qi too. But fundamentally, this formula tonifies. So more tonifying, there's deficiency hit, heart hit, but not that much. So there's Tianwang Bushindan. Tianwang Bushindan tonifies and Wuang Chungshiman sedate. Qing Shenwan sedate, but Bushindan tonifies. So we commonly take Tianwang Bushindan and Wuang Chungshiman, but Tianwang Bushindan is for more deficiency condition. And San Zhao Ren Tang goes to liver and heart. So there's a wiry pulse. Remember this wiry pulse. And Tianwang Bushindan, heart deficiency, indeficiency. So thin and rapid, fine and rapid. And Gui Tang tonifies qi, spleen qi, so weak pulse is a specific sign, weak pulse. So San Zhao Ren Tang wiry because it treats liver blood. And Gui Tang because it treats qi deficiency, weak. But Tianwang Bushindan treat indeficiency. So thin and rapid, fine and rapid. And San Zhao Ren Tang treat the insomnia with liver blood and heart blood. So there is a reason it has wiry pulse. Here, wiry pulse. San Zhao Ren, Fuling, Kam Shen, and Chanshong, Jimu, clears heat, heart and liver. And Huangyan or Zhao Tang treat excess heat in the chest and indeficiency in kidney indeficiency and excess heat. So this is a miscommunication, upper body heat, heart heat, and lower body in kidney indeficiency. Huangyan or Zhao Tang. So it treats uprising those sensations, maybe agitation and insomnia. So palpitation, agitation, Huangyan or Zhao Tang, Tianwang Bushindan both treat these conditions. But Tianwang Bushindan is more indeficiency. But this Huangyan or Zhao Tang equal. Excess heat in the chest and indeficiency. But Tianwang Bushindan does not treat excess heat, only empty heat. And Ganmai Da Zhao Tang, it's a one herb formula, Xiaomai. Xiaomai treat Zhang Zhao symptoms. So these are the commonly used formula for mental diseases. Ganmai Da Zhao Tang, Xiao Yao San. So this Jiaowei Xiao Yao San means Xiao Yao San with Mudanpi and Chichi. And Chaihujia Longgul Mori Tang is a very commonly used formula, but with some reason, your textbook do not have this formula. And stabilize and bind formula. First, Mulisan. Mulisan treat spontaneous sweating, worsen at night. So these are kind of keyword. So your question can vary a lot. Likewise, a lot of sweating night and day. That can be the Mulisan too. A lot of sweating night and day. So it is not spontaneous sweating. It is not empty sweating. The kid indeficient sweating. So it treats both Mulisan because it bind and stabilize, not to sweat. And Huangqi is the most common herb in all those formulas for hyperhidrosis. Mulisan, Dangui Liu Huang Tang. Even though Dangui Liu Huang Tang treat indeficiency sweating, but Huangqi is inside. And Yuping Peng San same. Huangqi is a common denominator. So can you see this? Yuping Peng San, Mulisan, Dangui Liu Huang Tang all have Huangqi. But Dangui Liu Huang Tang is for indeficiency, night sweating. And Zhen and Yang Zheng Tang, skip. And Shi Shen Wan for crowd diarrhea. So worms with Uchuyu and Rodogu and Boguji, kidney yang, it tonifies kidney yang. Ueji bind and Rodogu also bind. So by binding, it subsides the diarrhea. There is no herb actually removing dampness or tonifying spleen. This is only warming. So this is used for when the yang energy the lowest. When the yang energy is the lowest, in the daybreak time, they have a diarrhea. So it is very different from other formulas which treat diarrhea. Li Zhongwan treat the spleen deficiency, yang deficiency. And Sending Bai Chusan treat the dampness, spleen deficiency and dampness. But Shi Shenan does not treat spleen or dampness, kidney yang. So Gu Jingwan treat the seminal emission with 사원진료, Shan Yuanji. This herb only used in this formula. And other herbs with lotus, Chanshi, Komshil, Xiaxi, lotus seed, Lianshu, Longumuli also subside yang and bind. Subside yang and Kamshen. So bind and Kamshen and Shuanchi, Sha Yuanchi tonifies kidney. There's Guqing one. This is for branch. This is a specific symptom, seminal discharge, and commonly combined with Senchi one. Or you can use this Guqing one first, and you can change the formula into Senchi one or Liu Wei Diwan one later. That can be on your board examination too. Utilizing this Guqing one, how to utilize this Guqing one and when to stop. And Sangpiao-san, this is mantis, praying mantis eggshell, calms mind with Yuanji, Shichangpu, Fushen. All calms mind. And secure urine with Sangpiao-shu and Longu Muli. And this, it says it treats only urine, but also it secures the essence too. Binds Jing and seminal emission and even urine. So this is commonly used for bedwetting and seminal emission, so cloudy urine, incontinence. Incontinence is one of the symptoms. Bedwetting at night and also seminal emission. So this formula does not treat Jing or kidney specifically, but it binds. It binds. So this formula also treats branch, not the root. And Su Taiwan, calm ferrous. I told you don't have much of a chance to use this formula in actual clinic. But remember the formula herbs, Huangqin, Sudan, Suye, what else? Baichu and Huangqin. Which herbs cannot calm ferrous? Then you should pick beside these herbs. 다음에 구징환, treat heat type of Banglo, Chunpi, and Shangfu, regular Qi, and stabilize mans. And this side, same with what? Can you remember anything? Dabu in one. This is the meaning of Dabu in one. Huang Bai, instead of Jimu, Huang Bai, Huang Qin. And Guipan when Di Huang was Dabu in one. It clear empty heat with nourishing in. And Chunpi and Shangfu, regular Qi, and stabilize mans. So this treat pattern, heat, with Dabu in one. And Shangfu and Chunpi treat the branch. So heat type of Banglo and Wan Dai Tang treat this vaginal discharge with what? Sijunjitang. Can you see? Sijunjitang is here. Rensen, Ganchao, Baichu, Fuling, all Sijunjitang. So this one increase the immune system to fight with those virus, the external genitalia. And treat abscess. Two formulas, Wei Xiao Duin. All these herbs treat excess heat. And Yang He Tang treat in type of boil and carbuncles. By what? With moxibustion. Meaning, same meaning. Because it warms the skin. To change in type of boil into yang type of boil. Pao Zhang, by Jiji, Rogui warms to treat in type of the abscess. And tonify yang and blood Sudiwang, Nokakyo, Diohon, and release exterior Mawang to ventilate and also guide these herbs to the skin. Yang He Tang. And Weijing Tang for lung heat. Abscess in lung, coughing with red greasy phlegm. And Dawang Mudan Tang for anal. The heat, damp heat in intestine. And blood in the defecation. There's Dawang Mudan Tang. So this side treat the defecation, constipation, Dawang Mangxiao Chengchi Tang, and Dahoren and Mudan Pi clears heat and remove blood stasis. The Dawang Mudan Tang. Okay, that is the whole summary of this formula, 4 class formulas. So we learned tonifying yin and yang formulas and also tonifying. So we learned tonifying yin and yang and treat exterior and interior and calming shen formulas and stabilizing formulas and treat abscess formulas. Okay, 5 different categories: abscess, stabilize, calming shen, and release exterior and interior, and tonify yin and yang. First, Liu Wei D11, the most represented formula for treating yin deficiency. And all these are variation from Liu Wei D11. So Jichu D11 tonifies spleen, kidney, not spleen, kidney, liver yin deficiency, kidney, liver deficiency with liver yang raising, because it has gochiji and juhua. Gochiji and juhua. So Jichu D11 for eye symptoms, liver yang raising. And Chi by D11 also treat kidney yin deficiency, like a back pain, tinnitus, blood visions, yin deficiency, fine rapid pulse. But this one subside empty heat with Ji and Bai. Jimu Wang Bai. Jimu Wang Bai, right? Jimu Wang Bai clears empty heat. So this formula is commonly used for the problem with the empty heat, like early ejaculations. And Du Chi Wan is a Liu Wei D11 variation, so it treats kidney yin deficiency. So let's start from kidney yin deficiency and chronic coughing by adding Wu Wei Ji. So this is a Wu Wei Ji, Liu Wei D11 with Wu Wei Ji. And what if you add Mai Mendong here? That makes Mai Wei D11. So if you add Wu Wei Ji in Liu Wei D11, that is Du Chi Wan. If you add Mai Mendong to Du Chi Wan, that is Mai Wei D11 for chronic coughing. And Zhou Gui Yin and Yu Gui Yin is the formula from Liu Wei D11. Not only adding herbs, but removing herbs. Which herbs should be removed? Do you remember? Which herbs? Jie Mudanpi with Fuling. Why? Because Jogiwin and Yugiin is for extreme deficiency. So Mudanpi and Jie is removed from Liu Wei D11. Fuji Rogui, there is Yugiin. And if you add Ganchao, Jogiin. Left and right. So point is removing Jie and Mudanpi. And add Gochiji. And Fuji and Rogui makes Yugiin. And Yogi 1 is more deficiency condition. Yogi 1. So Rogui and Fuji and also other herbs like Diohon and Tushiji to tonify yang. And Yogi 1 do not have Fuling. So from Yugi in, you need to remove Fuling too. So what is the sedating formula herbs in Liu Wei D11? Do you remember? Fuling, Jie, and Mudanpi. Remove all those sedating herbs because this is extremely deficiency condition. Yogi. And it tonifies yang with Toshiji and Fuji and Rogui. So this formula should not be used for a long time. So once the symptom resolve, you need to change to milder formula. And Shenchiwan is Liu Wei D11 with Rogui and Fuji. There is Shenchiwan. Treat kidney yang deficiency. And all these formula, Yugi in, Yugi 1, and Shenchiwan, all these three formula tonifies kidney yang. Edema, sensitive to cold, weak and the coldness on a knee joint and low back and low sexual libido. Yugi 1 and Shenchi 1, Yugi in. And this Yugi in and Jogi in do not have Mudanpi and Jie. And Yugi 1 do not have even Fuling. So all three sedating herbs. And which herbs is added to Liu Wei D11? All these three formulas, 4 formulas, Jogi 1, Yugi in, Jogi 1, and Yugi 1, Gochiji is added. Commonly, Gochiji. And Ershan Tang is the formula tonifies kidney, yin and yang, both of yin and yang, Ershan Tang. And it is specifically used for menopausal symptoms. And you can use this for female sexual libido problems. It tonifies yang with yin yang huo. Tonifying formula for especially women. And Dabu Yin 1 clears heat and tonify in. So clear empty heat by tonifying in property. And Urchiwan, what is the keyword for Urchiwan? Do you remember? Premature gray hair. Urchiwan tonifies kidney and liver in. Igwanjun, what is the keyword? Peptic ulcer, the heart burning pain. It treats those gastrointestinal symptoms with nourishing in property. So there are not much of formulas like this. This is kind of one of a kind, Igwanjun. And I commonly use this formula for men's peptic ulcer and acid reflux with induced by liver qi stagnation with stress. And Baihe Gujin Tang, this is for extreme indeficiency, lung and kidney. So it treats chronic coughing. And Zhengne Tang, Xuanshen, Maimendong, and Shengjihuang, nourish fluid. So all these formulas nourish in and also tonifies yang. And treat exterior interior. Da Chai Wu Tang is a combination of Xiao Chai Wu Tang and Da Cheng Chi Tang. Actually, Xiao Cheng Chi Tang. So Cheng Chi Tang. And Fang Feng Tong Shen San is a formula with releasing exterior herbs like Jing Jie Fang Feng and Wen Qing Yin, Xi Wu Tang and Huang Yan Jie Du Tang. So clear interior heat with Shigao and Dawang. All kind of clearing heat herbs are inside Fang Feng Tong Shen San. And all kind of releasing exterior herbs are inside in Fang Feng Tong Shen San. And Gegun Huang Yan Huang Qin Tang, when do you use this for? Heat type of diarrhea with cold-like symptoms. So it is compared, should be compared with Hoshang Cheng Chi San. Hoshang Cheng Chi San treat diarrhea with cold-like symptoms but cold condition. But this Kegen Huang Yan Huang Qin Tang for heat condition. And calming spirit formulas, Tianwang Bu Xin Dan is the formula clear heart heat and heart indeficiency. So insomnia and depression, anxiety, treat all kind of symptoms with heart indeficiency. And San Chao Ren Tang, liver and heart in, nourish and specifically used for insomnia, mostly insomnia. And Huang Yan Er Chao Tang treat excess heat with Huang Qin Huang Yan in the chest, but tonifies lower jiao in. So you treat heart, kidney miscommunication, right? And Gammai Da Chou Tang, what is the keyword? Mood swing and Zhang Zhao, Zhang Zhao. And main ingredient of this formula is Xiao Mai. And stabilizing formulas, Mulisan. What is the keyword? Mulisan. Treat qi deficiency and indeficiency. So profuse sweating, a lot of sweating by qi deficiency, and also treat night sweating. So that is the keyword. Profuse sweating and night, then Mulisan. It has both sides. Spontaneous sweating and night sweating, both sides, because it stabilizes everything. And Zhenren Yang Zhen Tang, Ingsuke, so it has opium. And Shi Shen Wan, treat, what is the keyword? Daybreak diarrhea, right? Daybreak diarrhea. And Gu Jingwan, what is the keyword? Semen discharge, unintended semen discharge. And how about Gu Jingwan? This Gu Jingwan, treat bleeding, uterine bleeding with the heat signs. Gu Jingwan with the heat signs. And Wan Dai Tang, treat which one? Vaginal discharge with qi deficiency. So remember this Gu Jingwan, Wan Dai Tang as a comparison. And when the Gu Jingwan, when you use Gu Jingwan, once the symptoms subside, you should change the formula to like a Lu Wei Di Wang Wan, which can treat the fundamental root problems. But Gu Jingwan is only for the branch. Remember that one too. It can be on your board examination. And Sang Piao Shao Shan is for another formula, can be used for essence and urine of discharge of those unintentional discharge of urine and essence. And Sang Piao, this is praying mantis eggshell. And Su Taiwan is a calming ferrous formula. Calming ferrous. This one, calm ferrous. And all this formula is aimed for stabilizing. And when you learn Mulisan, compare this formula with Yu Ping Feng San and Dangui Liu Wang Tang. And Dangui Liu Wang Tang is for indeficiency sweating. Yu Ping Feng San is qi deficiency sweating. And Mulisan kind of in the middle. And treat abscess. 2 formulas for the skin and 2 formulas for viscera. One formula, Wu Wei Shao Du Yin, as its name implies, this is for excessive heat. And Yang He Tang for in type of abscess. There's no color change. That is the kind of the keyword for this formula. Yang He Tang, in type, no color change, no sign of heat. And Wei Jing Tang is for lung abscess, heat, yellow grease flame with coughing. And Da Huang Mudan Tang is for anus and large intestine, also damp and heat. This is a combination with Chengchi Tang and Mudan Pi and Dong Gui Ji. Okay, quick summary, and let's take a 15 minutes break and let's go over this formulas one by one.